The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
The best app to use is the NDTV app.
दुनिया भर में जब भी भारतीय मीडिया की चर्चा होती तो एनडीटीवी सबसे पहले जिक्र में आता है।
मैं आपका बात से सहमत हूं। उल्टे हम भी जब विदेश जाते हैं, द बेस्ट ऐप टू यूज।
Every morning, 28-year-old Vijay Shanti navigates the lotus-filled waters of Loktak Lake. This serene lake is located in Moirang, Manipur. The mist hangs low. The air still carries the coolness of night, and the ripples from her oar are the only sound breaking the silence. For generations, these waters have been the lifeline of Manipur, feeding families, inspiring songs, shaping traditions. Each stem she gathers holds a possibility. Each bloom reminds her of where she comes from and what she hopes to create. And in choosing the lotus, she also chooses to protect the lake itself, working with what grows naturally without adding chemicals or waste to the water.
ꯑꯩꯒꯤ grandfather-ꯁꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯣꯛꯇꯥꯛꯇ ꯍꯧꯔꯤꯕ ꯄꯥꯝꯕꯤꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯀꯥꯟꯅꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯍꯦꯛꯑꯒ ꯄꯨꯔꯛꯑꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯍꯤꯗꯥꯛꯀꯨꯝꯕ ꯁꯦꯝꯕꯒꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯄꯤꯛꯏꯉꯩꯗꯒꯤ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯎꯈꯤꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯃꯇꯝꯗꯨꯗꯗꯤ ꯑꯩ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯤꯛꯏꯕ ꯑꯉꯥꯡ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯑꯣꯏꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠꯇꯣ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯀꯔꯤꯅꯣꯁꯨ ꯈꯪꯍꯧꯗꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯄꯥꯝꯕꯤꯁꯤꯡꯗꯨꯁꯨ ꯀꯔꯝꯕ ꯄꯥꯝꯕꯤꯁꯤꯡꯅꯣ ꯃꯁꯛ ꯐꯥꯎ ꯈꯪꯍꯧꯗ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯁ꯭ꯇꯗꯤ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯇꯧꯔ ꯂꯥꯛꯄꯗ ꯑꯩꯁꯦ ꯕꯣꯠꯅꯤꯗ ꯒ꯭ꯔꯦꯖꯨꯋꯦꯠ ꯂꯣꯏꯔꯦ ꯕꯣꯠꯅꯤ ꯇꯝꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯋꯥꯈꯜꯁꯤꯗ ꯐꯥꯎꯔꯛꯈꯤꯕ ꯃꯦꯗꯤꯁꯅꯦꯜ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯥꯟꯠꯁ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯍꯧꯔꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯁꯤꯗꯒꯤ ꯀꯔꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯀꯥꯟꯅꯕ ꯁꯦꯝꯕ ꯌꯥꯏ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅꯁꯨ ꯈꯟꯈꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯄꯨꯄꯨꯅ ꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯄꯥꯠꯇꯒꯤ ꯃꯅꯥ ꯃꯁꯤꯡ ꯍꯦꯛꯑꯒ ꯄꯨꯔꯛꯑꯒ ꯍꯤꯗꯥꯛ ꯁꯦꯝꯈꯤꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯈꯜꯗꯁꯨ ꯄꯥꯝꯕꯤ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯁꯦꯝꯒꯦꯅ ꯈꯟꯈꯤꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯖꯔꯅꯤꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯂꯥꯛꯈꯤꯕꯅꯦ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯖꯔꯅꯦꯜ ꯑꯃ ꯄꯥꯕꯗꯒꯤ ꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯂꯣꯇꯁꯇꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯐꯥꯏꯕꯔ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯛꯄꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯥꯡꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯁ꯭ꯇꯗꯤ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯣꯛꯇꯥꯛꯇ ꯍꯧꯔꯤꯕ ꯊꯝꯕꯥꯜꯁꯤꯗꯒꯤꯁꯨ ꯁꯦꯝꯕ ꯌꯥꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯑꯥꯏꯗꯤꯌꯥꯗꯨꯗꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯊꯕꯛꯁꯦ ꯍꯧꯔꯛꯈꯤꯕꯅꯦ ꯂꯣꯇꯁꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥꯒꯤ ꯅꯦꯁꯅꯦꯜ ꯐ꯭ꯂꯥꯋꯔ ꯑꯃꯁꯨ ꯑꯣꯏ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥꯒꯤ ꯃꯐꯝꯁꯤꯡꯗ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯗꯤꯐ꯭ꯔꯦꯟ ꯀꯥꯏꯟꯁ ꯑꯣꯐ ꯗꯤꯐ꯭ꯔꯦꯟ ꯚꯦꯔꯥꯏꯇꯤꯁ ꯑꯣꯐ ꯂꯣꯇꯁꯁꯦ ꯃꯔꯥꯡ ꯀꯥꯏꯅ ꯐꯪꯉꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯃꯐꯝꯁꯤꯗꯁꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯣꯀꯦꯜ ꯑꯦꯔꯤꯌꯥ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯚꯤꯂꯦꯖꯁꯤꯗꯁꯨ ꯊꯝꯕꯥꯜꯁꯦ ꯃꯔꯥꯡ ꯀꯥꯏꯅ ꯐꯪꯉꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯊꯝꯕꯥꯜꯁꯦ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯈꯛꯇꯪꯃꯛ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯔꯤꯂꯤꯖꯤꯌꯁ ꯄꯔꯄꯁꯦꯁ ꯈꯛꯇꯪꯃꯛ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯩ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯊꯝꯕꯥꯜꯁꯦ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯃꯁꯛ ꯐꯖꯕ ꯈꯛ ꯅꯠꯇꯅ ꯃꯥꯁꯦ ꯃꯦꯗꯤꯁꯅꯦꯜ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯥꯟꯠꯁ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯀꯔꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯑꯃ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯔꯣ ꯃꯦꯇꯔꯤꯌꯦꯜꯁꯦ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯃꯔꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯕꯅ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯀꯥꯟda ꯑꯩꯅ ꯏꯖꯤꯂꯤ ꯑꯦꯕꯥꯏꯂꯦꯕꯜꯁꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯌꯥꯝꯅꯁꯨ ꯃꯔꯥꯡ ꯀꯥꯏꯅ ꯐꯪꯕ ꯄꯣꯠ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯔꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯂꯣꯇꯁꯁꯦ ꯈꯟꯈꯤꯕꯅꯦ
She grew up watching her grandfather revere the lotus. For her, it wasn't just a flower. It was memory, heritage, and hope. In 2017, she began experimenting with the lotus stem. With no manuals or training, just persistence, she taught herself, failing and trying again, until the stem finally revealed its hidden thread. Every trial taught her not just about craft but about balance, how human livelihood and nature must grow together, not at each other's expense. This process is meticulous. The stems are cut into thin strips and soaked in water for several days to soften them and make them more pliable. They are then carefully separated into individual fibers. This time-consuming step requires great care to avoid breaking the fibers. Once separated, the fibers are spun into thread using a spinning wheel or a hand spindle. What looks effortless actually takes hours of skilled handwork. Working with lotus stems also fosters a strong sense of community as women come together to extract the delicate thread. Any stems that don't yield fibers are composted, returning to the soil as nutrient-rich manure, supporting a sustainable and eco-friendly cycle in the production of this thread.
Thambal makop si sumain thiye kanda lang tholok paji koi phan mathakta thamma kanda khutna tarani aduga lang sema kanda kano toy phi sai tabaki tawbadagi dum kana base myam phange ja jingi oro imung manungi oro adum sidagi lakwa paisa duna adum imung manungi dum khar komna dum kano toy hai tare mateng pang hai tare.
For many young women in this village, this is more than work. It's independence, it's dignity, and it's a way of earning without damaging the fragile ecosystem that surrounds them.
Sigi pi sabaga atopa langi pi sabaga yam khenai si langi yam no wai lang sabada dum khara khuluide atai na lang na khapi dum nuai saba sina khitang wai hai tare. Sigi thamban gi phije saba matam da khwai gi nungai taba matam je December January ani se sidare na hel khwai gi wai sigi phi thamban gi phi saba se aina mi da takwa matam da mi duna saba se ngamdaba aina phanam ta asu haiwu yadaba adu oi.
What started with just a handful of curious women has now grown into a community of 30. Two of them, Prameshwari Leshram and Tongbram Babita, work full-time and have honed this special skill by learning directly from Vidya Shanti, who spent over 8 years perfecting it. By keeping the entire process manual, they also keep it clean. No dyes, no harmful waste, and no smoke-filled workshops. The fabric emerges as naturally as the lotus itself. The result is soft, light, and rare. Extracting silk from the lotus stem has been in practice since the early 1900s. Lotus silk is so rare that it is only made in Cambodia, Myanmar, and Vietnam, and now Vijay Shanti has introduced this art in India. Each scarf, each stole is more than fabric. It is patience spun into thread. It is proof that high-value craft can emerge without leaving behind environmental scars.
Phi ama sembase magi size tu gi matung ina budi magi changba matam se dumaina leidune duga meter ama semaki hai taragadi nearly 2 months adumaina koina makok harvest tawraba duga lang extract tawraba matung aduga phi sabaga punna paragadi 2 months dumaina change. Phi ama saba haibase thambal gi machine ji am delicate oiba aduga magi matam yam changba de phi ma oirakna bohona bada yam waba aduga haiba pose aina tawrbu matam da aigi yam nung aigi na aina khudong chada ba thingna ki ba haragadi akhoi ahan bada thambal dagi lang shemak pase kamaina shemgadagi dagi kamaina tawrakanda phi oirakadagi haibagi adumaina adugi matang da aigi tampham leitaba dagi aigi oja leitaba adu itomda na self learning tawba adugi part tu kak yamna waki ai tar. Textile industry shida lotus fiber se yamna new fashion ama oibanina akhoi phize mi mayamna khangnarakna ba hotna ba dagi phize kamaina shemgadage aduga magi quality kamaina oihangadage haibagi matangda yam challenges mayam ama thengnaki habadi aigi thambal gi lang sembase haidi institute ampau leitaba kaida tamgadage kaida chatlaga masigi matangda thijengadage haibasi matangda yam wakiba aduguma mayam ama thengnaki.
The work is exhausting, the raw material unpredictable. Some days the lake yields plenty, other days nothing. Machines can't replace this craft. Every filament must pass through human hands. But Bijashanti has never stepped away. She says the lotus teaches her resilience and the lake teaches her respect. If she wants the lake to give, she must protect it first.
Tasengna ngasiki fashion world sida adagi fashion industry sida khoi pirol mayam ama makhal gi fabric mayam ama puthoe haiba fabric sing se sam khara madi eco friendly oiba mahausa da kaida ba khoina se chaba matamda adagi pirol se khundu agasu soil da tin gar kanda matom da degrade tawar kanda soil da tum tin jagi ba natabi da atopa phenol gumba dagi polyester gumba sing sidi environmental friendly oida ba aduga madi akhoida madi ma jahi kya ama tumba ngamdana kaino soil da oidoine ba aduna haiba phi se thambal gi phi sidi akhoi eco friendly oiba maze organic oiba haitare aduga skin friendly su oiba adumaina magi benefit chumaina lei aduga environment ta su maze harmful impact amta tawda ba haitare ma sem langje sema matamda dagi chingba matamda akhoi environment ta kaimta kano tawda aduga chemical amta use tawda ba adumaina oi tasingna thambal da akhoi lotus thambal gi magi stem sidi waste oina ising da maase mangkhragadabane ba hadi pummaga dagi rotten oirakanda haiba pose khoina collect torakanda yamna waste to dagi khoina well oina onthokpa adumaina duna water bodies ta su kashu harmful impact ohendabado adumai oi.
At a time when water bodies across India are choking with pollution, Bijashanti shows that tradition and innovation together can pave the way to a more sustainable future. For the women here, lotus silk is not just income, it's education for the children, food on the table, a future where they don't have to leave home to survive. It's a powerful example of how sustainable livelihoods can go hand in hand with environmental conservation. Slowly and quietly, a revolution is being spun, one delicate thread at a time.
Howziki fashion world sida akhoi fabric mayam amadi lei edu leitaragasu hadi eco friendly oiba dagi organic oiba textile fabric se pamnarakbanina hariba lotus fiber dagi natural fiber sing se mayamna pamnarak poibanina dum aigi customer ayamba su mainly foreigner ayamba oye duga India da su leiriba mayam sing si su yamna health conscious oiba adagi koi organic ku yam pamjaba eco friendly gu mayam pamjaba adumaina oye duduna sigi potche adum matam sangna sustainable oina adumaina leigini haina khalle.
This lotus isn't just a plant, it's a source of opportunity, a keeper of culture, craft and community. This plant-based fabric is chemical-free and environmentally sustainable. In Bijashanti's hands, the lake and life are deeply connected, and every thread she spins carries that connection forward.
The best app to use is the NDTV app.
दुनिया भर में जब भी भारतीय मीडिया की चर्चा होती है तो एनडीटीवी सबसे पहले जिक्र में आता है.
मैं आपका बात से सहमत हूं. उल्टे हम भी जब विदेश जाते हैं, द बेस्ट ऐप टू यूज इज द NDTV ऐप.
India's fuel crisis isn't just about rising oil bills. It's about choking air, burning fields, and farmers trapped in a cycle of waste. Abhijit saw all of this and asked a simple question. What if the very things harming our environment could be turned into clean energy? That idea became Navunath Biofuels, a company designed to cut pollution, support farmers, and powers the country's push towards greener fuel. But it all started with one speech, a speech that changed everything. This speech set 28-year-old Abhijit Garg thinking.
So I was looking for the ideas on the internet and I came across a speech of Mr. Nitin Gadkari where he was promoting ethanol blending program in India. So इसको एक नई उड़ान देने के लिए पूरी गवर्नमेंट, नितिन गडकरी जी, उनका विजन, ये सब चीज़ लगी हुई थी ताकि इंडिया को एक सस्टेनेबल एनर्जी का प्रोड्यूसर बनाया जाए. वी ऑल्सो वांटेड टू प्रेजेंट इंडिया एज अ इंडिपेंडेंट इंडिया, ठीक है, जिसमें हम खुद से आत्मनिर्भर हो सकें इस चीज़ को बढ़ावा देने के लिए, एथेनॉल को, ग्रीन एनर्जी को, हाइड्रोजन को, इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स को. सो इस डायरेक्शन में काम हो रहा था एंड आई वाज दैट इंट्रूग्ड मी अ लॉट. आई वाज लाइक कि आई शुड डेफिनेटली थिंक अबाउट दिस एंड लुक इनटू इट.
If India wanted to reduce oil imports, cut rising emissions, and provide farmers with new income opportunities, ethanol had to be the answer. Abhijit decided he was going to build a plant that could turn that future into reality. The idea was bold, but boldness alone wouldn't cut it. It meant endless calculations, family debates that stretched late into the night, months of stress testing every assumption. Slowly, a plan took shape, a vision backed by his family and friends.
सबसे पहला जो सवाल हमारी फैमिली के बीच में आया ये था फंड्स का, क्योंकि इसमें फंड्स बहुत ज़्यादा लगते हैं. फिर लगा कि मैनेजमेंट का, कि आप इसको मैनेज कैसे करोगे, और फिर जो मेन थी इनिशियल कैपिटल की. तो ये चीज़ जो मेन कारण थे हमारी फैमिली में सबसे ज़्यादा हमें लगा जिसके बारे में हमें बात करनी चाहिए. और फिर जैसे जैसे हमने यूँ कहा कि भाई सोल्यूशन हम इसके ढूंढ लेंगे.
अभिजीत वॉज सो श्योर अबाउट इसका, जो इसने इतनी स्टडी और जो रिसर्च कर रखी थी, इतना श्योर था उसके बारे में. मैं घर गया, मैंने उसके बारे में पढ़ा, मेरी फैमिली के साथ मैं डिस्कस करा. मैंने 2nd या 3rd जैन को मैंने कहा था कि ओके लेट्स डू, कि हम चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं.
जब अभिजीत मेरे पास, उसने एथेनॉल के बारे में कहा मुझे, पापा हम ऐसा एथेनॉल का कोई प्लांट लगाना चाह रहे हैं. मेरे माइंड में एथेनॉल का नाम मैंने सुना हुआ था, ऐसा नहीं था भी मैंने नहीं सुना, लेकिन मुझे ये पूरा इसके बारे में ये तो नहीं था पूरा पता हो, लेकिन मुझे इस पे लगा इस पर वर्क करना चाहिए, चीज़ अच्छी है. मेरे एक फ्रेंड हैं, मेरे रिश्तेदार हैं प्रदीप जैन, उनसे साथ मिलके हमने अभिजीत ने और प्रदीप ने इसके ऊपर हमने वर्क किया.
Faith turned into action, and action turned into brick and mortar. Today, that vision is almost ready to breathe. The final pieces are being welded into place at a first-of-its-kind biofuel plant in Hisar. It is set to begin operations by October 2025. What makes this plant different isn't just the ethanol. It's the way the ecosystem is stitched together. The raw material is surplus rice and maize, crops that often rot unused. The electricity that runs the plant doesn't come from the grid, it comes from the agro waste. Every day 150 tons of parali, or the crop residue, the same stubble that farmers once burned in the open, will be fed into boilers. The steam it generates will not only power turbines to make electricity, but also drive the ethanol process itself. A plant that runs on its own waste, self-sustaining, circular and clean.
जितना भी पोल्यूशन कम हो सकता है फ्रॉम फार्मर्स वो भी हम बचा रहे हैं, प्लस जो एथेनॉल यूज़ होके गाड़ियों में यूज़ होगा उससे भी उतना ही एमिशंस कम होंगे. ठीक है, तो एनवायरनमेंट पे डायरेक्ट इफेक्ट तो यही है. वी आर बिकमिंग सस्टेनेबल बाय आवरसेल्व्स. ठीक है, क्योंकि हमें रादर देन importing crude oil from different countries, we are creating our own oil here, जिसमें राइस और मेज़ को एज अ रॉ मटेरियल यूज़ करके एथेनॉल प्रोड्यूस किया जाता है. मोर ओवर इसमें राइस स्ट्रॉ और राइस हस्क ये सब चीज़ें यूज़ करके एनर्जी क्रिएट की जाती है, जिससे हम पावर सप्लाई अपनी खुद बनाते हैं. स्टीम के लिए जो हमारे प्लांट में कुकिंग के लिए स्टीम चाहिए होती है वो भी खुद ही जनरेट होगी. क्योंकि अब इसमें आपको बॉयलर चाहिए एथेनॉल की प्रोडक्शन के लिए, साथ में आपको इलेक्ट्रिसिटी चाहिए। सो अब इसको बॉयलर में यूज़ करते हो ताकि ये जल जाए, इससे स्टीम बनती है, वो आप टरबाइन में यूज़ करते हो, फिर आप इससे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेट करते हो जो आपके पूरे यूनिट को चलाती है। सो इट्स अ विन-विन सिचुएशन फॉर एवरीबॉडी।
For farmers, the story has another chapter. Instead of struggling with the burden of leftover straw or unsold grains, they now have a buyer. Waste becomes income, income becomes stability. And in the larger picture, every litre of ethanol blended into petrol cuts pollution, reduces stubble burning, and chips away at India's oil bill.
इसमें दो प्रोसेस है, एक तो है राइस का, राइस हम लेंगे एफसीआई के थ्रू टेंडर सिस्टम से, और एक है मेज़ का, जो फार्मर अगर ग्रो करेंगे तो हम उनसे डायरेक्टली भी ले सकते हैं। अगर फार्मर हमारे एरिया में सक्षम है, अगर वो मेज़ ग्रो करेंगे तो हम उनसे डायरेक्टली ले लेंगे। ये उनके लिए भी बेनिफिट है कि उनको कहीं और दूर नहीं जाना, मंडी में नहीं जाना, हम उनका फसल यूँ की यूँ हम खरीद लेंगे और ये हमारे काम आ सकते हैं। और एक है गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू जो हम टेंडर भरेंगे सरकार से, जो राइस हमारे सरप्लस है वो एफसीआई के थ्रू टेंडर भरता है और वो हमें मिलती है। ये दो प्रोसीजर है।
The timing could not be more significant. India has already begun rolling out E20 fuel, petrol blended with 20% ethanol, across multiple states. By 2025 end, the target is nationwide adoption. Plants like this one are not just businesses, they are the backbone of that mission. Without them, the promise of E20 would remain only on paper. Clean fuels, circular energy, new opportunities for farmers, and a step towards energy independence. All of it tied together in one experiment that's now about to become reality. At its core, Navunath Biofuels is the story of 28-year-old entrepreneur focused on creating sustainable solutions for India's fuel challenges. It's a story where social entrepreneurship meets national vision. The stakes are high, yes, but if it works, the reward is priceless. A future that is cleaner, sustainable, and unmistakably Indian.
We all have dreams and aspirations we work hard for, but life doesn't always go as planned. Unexpected things can come our way. That's why having the right protection like an insurance policy is so important. The tricky part is most of us aren't really sure which policy works best. That's where financial literacy comes in. The more we understand these concepts, the better choices we can make.
Recognizing this need, IDFC First Bank created the IDFC First Academy, a platform to make finance simple and accessible for every Indian.
The Academy offers bite-sized, engaging content that you can learn from anywhere, anytime, covering everything from savings and investments to, yes, insurance. So let's talk about insurance. It's a key part of personal finance because it ensures you and the ones you care about has that financial cushion in case of a sudden hard hit. Most of us already know the basics of insurance. Life insurance is for your family. Health insurance is for medical needs. Likewise, general insurance covers things like your home, car, or business. But what many don't realize is how each works differently and how choosing the right mix can really strengthen your financial safety net. It's also very important to understand the nuances. Do you really know what terms like copay, rider, waiting period, or exclusions actually mean? Do you know how the claims process really works? Do you know how much insurance coverage is adequate for you? And here's something you might not be aware of. The government already offers low-cost insurance schemes that many of us can benefit from. You'll find all of this explained clearly on the IDFC First Academy with real-life examples, quizzes and certifications to help you secure your future with confidence. So what are you waiting for? Join the IDFC First Academy now and start your learning journey.
The best app to use is the NDTV app.
दुनिया भर में जब भी भारतीय मीडिया की चर्चा होती है तो एनडीटीवी सबसे पहले जिक्र में आता
मैं
है।
आपका बात से सहमत हूं। उल्टे हम भी जब विदेश जाते हैं, द बेस्ट ऐप टू यूज इज द NDTV ऐप।
We see the problems, but you as a social entrepreneur see the solutions. You are not just creating solution, you are creating a future where everyone has a chance to thrive. For the change makers, the innovators, the ones building a better world, one solution at a time. The Adani Green Talk Social Impact Awards are created for you, inviting social entrepreneurs to apply. Green Talk Social Impact Awards 2025, where innovation meets impact.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola?
Should I hold ICICI CDSL for the long term?
Buy, sell or hold.